Are you in the danger room?
Is that what the lock carrier
You in the danger room? Come on now. It's like a dream. Everything moving fast, but you moving slow. Change the tempo, watch, we on time. Hey, now you know. Listen to the rhythm we giving them, we bringing it with passion.
Hey, thank you for watching episode 1 of season 2 of SMP Cast. I'm Corey, and I'm joined by
Zach?
Excuse me.
Alright. This is Skeezy, aka BJ's first episode. So, pardon us, it's a little bit rusty, just a little bit.
We just did that intro 20 times.
Yeah, we just did that intro like 20 or 30 times. But, and it was still pretty bad, but all good. Alright. Today's topic is nostalgia, and I think BJ or Zach one came up with this topic. But, I don't know, it'll be a pretty good topic for a first episode. But, yeah.
Well,
BJ, you have anything you want to say before we get started?
just glad that I'm finally on the podcast. I'll be on here from now on, and when Peggy joins, I'll probably still be here. So.
Before we start, I think I'm going to go ahead and say that, you know, nostalgia for everybody is a little bit different because, you know,
Yeah.
This was a long time ago for us because this was half our life ago, but, you know, half of a 17-year-old's life isn't that long for someone who's, you know, 30 or 40. So, just nostalgia for us might be a little bit different than, or, you know, for you. Just hang in there and you'll see what we find nostalgic and it brings back childhood memories for us.
Okay. So, who wants to go first?
That's what I was getting ready to ask.
Okay.
Zach, you can go first if you want to. It doesn't really matter.
Well, no one started a timer for this, so I'm going to go ahead and start a timer just so we have a rough idea of whenever we get close to our mark. So I guess we'll just take turns between each other and talking about this thing, and I've got it in my notes. Just I gotta find.
I have a
notes.
list of things.
So, I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this wasn't too long ago, but it was quite a while ago for us. Is silly bands.
Oh hell yeah, bro.
Oh yeah.
So if you don't know what silly bands are, which BJ and Corey knew, but they were these rubber like band wrist bracelet things that were in the shape of certain animals. They were in silly shapes. There you go, the name. I had tons of them. Like I can remember stopping at gas stations and stuff on the way home from Tennessee because they would be at gas stations too.
Like they were the fidget spinners before fidget spinners.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah,
everywhere,
that's.
dude.
Dude, everyone had one.
Yeah, you weren't cool if you didn't have silly bands, and you could go to school and like trade them and stuff, and like, oh, I have this ostrich, I'll trade you for a rhinoceros.
And they had those special like glow in the dark ones and everything.
Yeah, and then they kind of like
to have that.
they kind of like outlawed them at my school.
Yeah. They did all.
Yeah, because like kids would like take them off and like shoot people with them.
And they were distracting in class, so
Somehow.
Somehow.
But yeah, I guess someone else can give theirs now.
I think we should like each person should do all theirs at once just to keep it organized.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that would be cool.
Okay, so BJ didn't know what this one was because I was talking to him on the phone about it. But it was the Creepy Crawler's Bug Maker.
Yeah, bro. What even
heard
is
of it.
that?
So back
Never.
when I was a kid, it was this like big plastic contraption that you like had these molds and you made like it came with these little plastic things that you imprint down in this like Play-Doh mold stuff, like in the shape of like bugs, like cockroaches and giant ants and spiders and stuff, and you mixed up this like gelatin type material and put in it. And you made these like gel bugs, and you could like fill them with stuff and like cut them open and make them
like
goo
swamp,
everywhere.
like a swamp
Yeah,
maker type deal.
kinda.
Mm.
Yeah. That was I don't know. It was just a part of my childhood that I don't know how I remember, but I do remember. I can like remember sitting in my living room like making those things and like running out of the stuff and getting upset because I didn't have any more of the gelatin stuff to make any more bugs.
See, I never owned one of those, but I have a vague memory of what it is.
Yeah, like commercials were everywhere too.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing of it, or something in that aspect.
So my next thing is the PSP, the PlayStation Portable.
I don't know.
Did you have one, Corey?
I did not have a PSP.
You did not
I had
have.
friends that had one.
So like I can remember like being little and my brother had one and I can't remember if I had one or not, if it was just my brothers that I played. But I had like the Pirates of the Caribbean on Strangers tied game for it, and then like GTA and stuff. Like that was my first experience with GTA because I was like 5 or 6 and like mowing people down in the streets. Like it was awesome. I never really did get to play it a lot because Ricky wouldn't really let me play it. But whenever he like wouldn't be home or something, and I'd go in his room and get it and take it and start playing with it and stuff. Or I don't remember if I think I got one a little bit later on.
I mean, if we're talking handheld like games, I was more of a Game Boy kid, grown up. For the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, I love Game Boys. Well, another thing I've got on my list here is Webkins, which was
Oh heck yeah, dude!
my gateway drug to the internet.
Dude, I had so many of those.
Oh, I did too. I remember one Christmas I got like 30 of them.
They're probably all dead now.
Did you have
Oh,
Webkins,
man.
Corey?
Oh, absolutely.
My
Dude,
first
heck
one
yeah.
was a reindeer that I named Jack.
How do you remember that?
And like a
Mine
few
was a
months
big
ago,
one.
I was in a store and they had that same reindeer, and I was like, "Oh, that's awesome! I have to buy it." And it was like dirt cheap, like $2.
Dude, I don't
Wow.
even remember like the first one I bought. I just know that I would like buy a bunch of them at one time. Like at like drugstores or like
Yeah. Like they
gas
all
stations.
used to be like a solid $20. Like,
Yeah, like expensive.
Yeah, and over time they got more expensive.
Yeah, now they're like dirt
That's the
cheap if
popularity
you can
curve.
find them.
Yeah.
But
I don't
like,
even know what happened to all mine.
I didn't even know
I
that.
probably,
Go ahead.
I probably still have them somewhere, like in a closet, like a bag. Sad Webkins.
Yeah, like I didn't even really know what the internet was until like Mom bought me that reindeer, and she was like, "Here, look at this. You can get on the internet and play with this animal like it's real." And she
The
probably
stuff like
regrets
that
that now
still
because I
exists.
spend way too much time on the internet.
Well, it's their fault that you spend so much time on it. You can tell them that.
Yeah, they bought me my gateway drug.
Kept buying me Webkins.
Oh. Any of you got any good memories with Webkins to share?
Well,
I just-
not really.
I
like,
remember-
I have similar experiences as you.
I just remember like I wouldn't take care of them well and they would die. I'd get really sad.
Oh my god.
I actually only
That's
played
really
with mine.
fun.
I actually only played with mine online for like a little while. Not a whole lot, like maybe 10 hours altogether. I just like, I guess I was a bandwagon kid and I liked, oh yeah, I have Webkins.
While we're on the topic of Webkins, do you remember Dr. Quack?
Yes,
Oh,
the
dude.
Webkins murderer, the Webkins killer.
Quack.
I remember you would
last
have to
year
like.
or so, they made this big deal out of it, and it was like Dr. Quack is retiring, and like they took his office out and everything. Like, he's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah,
Really?
rest in peace, dude.
He probably got arrested. Yeah.
I had something to say about it too. What was it?
I remember that you'd have to like. There was like a thing where you would have to like look for like stones and gems, collect them, and you would get like
Yeah.
points.
Remember the cash cow game?
Oh, absolutely.
That
the
was my
best way to do
favorite.
it.
And then like going to the clubhouse and hanging out.
I never had friends to hang out with. But yeah.
Dude, so
Well, my next thing I got written down here is GTA Chinatown Wars. Have any of y'all ever played
that
it?
one. I didn't play
No.
that.
So it was one of the old like cartoon drawn looking top down
Yeah.
GTAs on the iPad, and like
Yeah.
back in the summers and after school, like I'll go to my Mimi's house and do nothing but play that all day. And like I never really did any story or anything with it. I just like kind of drove around and stole cars and crashed them. I don't know.
That's
Like I
kinda
did
like
that.
what I did.
I did that for hours on end and never got bored of it. And I really don't know how. Like it was, and then putting in the cheat codes to get all the money and buying everything and.
See, I've never have played that.
Yeah, I never ever played that. I mean, I'd see it in the App Store, or like I've heard of it. I just never played it.
What
Didn't
a
like the way it looked.
Yeah. Like, cause I love GTA, and that kind of goes back to the PSP. Was I really wasn't ever allowed to play it, so I had to get it on my iPad. And I remember I wasn't 18, and you had to be 18 to buy it on the App Store, or like not you could buy it, but you had to click a button that says, you know, are you 18? And like I remember making Ricky click it.
Like it mattered who clicked it. They know who touched it.
Yeah. My next thing is oink oink zoo pals.
I have that same one as number one, dude.
Dude, I feel left out because I have no idea what that is.
Like I
Oh my
never
God.
had them, but I had friends that had them. But I just remember that commercial so distinctively.
Wait,
like-
There was
wait,
a
what
period
was
in my
it?
life where I
Zoo
didn't know, like I
Pals.
forgot about them.
Like they were.
Was it like off-brand webkins?
No, they were those plates that had like animal faces on it, like it'd be a
Oh
frog.
my god, dude!
Yeah,
And the ears
Yo,
were like condiment
oh my
trays. You
God.
put mustard and ketchup in them.
master.
Dude, I used to eat freaking mac and cheese out of that like every day.
Yeah, like I never had them, but I had friends that had
Dude,
them.
I did. I had like the
Like they were
frog.
super like expensive.
For real? They were expensive? I don't remember.
Yeah, like way more expensive than a regular plate.
No, absolutely.
They were like thin. They were like paper, weren't they? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, they seemed like, I mean, they weren't good quality, but they were zoo pals. That's all that
Yeah, you
mattered.
could like, if you want to eat out of a frog's eye, that's fun.
I guess so, yeah.
I remember I had like a sheep. I had a frog. Pretty sure I had a chicken.
I don't remember any of them specifically that I had, but like I don't know. Like I was saying, there was a period in my life where I remembered them, but I had no clue what they were.
Bro,
Until
what's
I
so
went,
weird?
like,
It's like,
Go ahead.
I didn't even know those were an actual like big thing until just now. I thought that like my mom just bought me that like randomly.
Like I remember them, dude. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad that I'm not the only one here that remembers.
Oink oink zoo pals. Oh, and then one of the last things I've got written down, which if we run out of time, I'll talk about some of the others. But I saw this on Instagram the other day. Is what made me think of it. Is the whole thing about, you know, you sleeping in your living room and like the TV's on, and then you hear
Oh, dude, I know
Lowrider
where this is
playing.
going.
You hear Lowrider playing, and you look up, you see George Lopez's eyes doing that crazy thing, like jumping up in the air.
Dude,
I never watched the
sweet.
show, but like a few times, but I distinctively.
Everyone has, like, it's a
I used to watch it like
full screen.
I used to watch it when I was in like first grade before school.
I remember just like watching Adult Swim, like after what Cartoon Network would go off at what, like 10 or something,
9 o'clock
9 o'clock, and like
on the dot.
Adult Swim would come on and it'd be like King of the Hill or something, and I would watch it, but I'd like
Yeah,
turn it down so mom and dad didn't hear it, so they wouldn't like.
I
Why are
watched
you
it
watching
with my
that?
mom and dad.
They never really cared. Like they knew I watched it. It's just I didn't, know at the time that they wouldn't care. But I'll go ahead and turn it over and let one of you all after we get done talking to this or about
Alright.
this.
Yeah, my dad is the one that got me into King of the Hill actually.
King Hill's a good show.
So are you done, Zachary?
Yeah.
Alright, so as I said, my number one is also Zoo Pals, and we've touched on that topic enough.
Oink,
So I think
oink,
we'll just
Zoo Pals.
We should have an
Moo,
entire
moo,
podcast just about Zoo Pals.
I'm down to clown.
Zoo Pals. Zoo Pals make
But,
eating fun.
But number two, I've got Crash Bandicoot. And
Oh,
like,
dude.
like the original Crash Bandicoot 1 and 2 on
Back
the
on the
PlayStation.
PlayStation 1.
Yep.
See, I never
that
played
is
them.
One of the first games I played. Oh, it was so good, dude. One of the
So
first games
fun.
I've ever played. But
Yeah, I used to have a cabin in Cave Run, and I would play it all the time, dude.
Yeah, see, I never really
so
played
good.
it. Which whenever I was little like that, I didn't really play a whole lot of games because I didn't.
I didn't either. I played it with my sister. It was hers, and I would just play it.
See, I had no friends that like played like Xbox or anything like that. I had one, and I just never played it because I had no one to play with. So a lot of the like video game experience I have as a child was watching YouTubers like Sky Does Minecraft and all the
Popular people at the time.
yes.
But my next topic, which is still in the gaming category, but the GameCube.
Oh yes.
Oh, dude. Yeah, me and
Specifically
Zach were
Super
talking
Smash
about
Brothers
that.
Melee and Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Like, that's what got me
Luigi's
into games.
Mansion, bro.
Luigi's Mansion was good too, but I never owned it.
Dude, actually, same. Like, I think my cousin had one, and I would go to his house play it.
But like,
No, I didn't.
that's my first console I ever had. And moving on past consoles, not moving on past them, but still in the category of consoles, the Xbox 360.
I had the Xbox 360 Slim arcade. You know, the one that you could put one game on. I remember playing Halo ODST
Surprisingly,
on it with
I had a
Ricky and Derek.
PlayStation 3 when Xbox 360. So,
Hi Peggy.
can't relate.
Wow.
yeah.
You're not welcome here.
Hi Peggy. Hi Ricky. Hi Mikey.
I beg you. Hi Ricky, how Mike? But
I like to wait till the middle
Yeah.
of the like somewhere deep in the podcast to say that to make sure that they really watch it.
yeah, BJ probably don't know what we're doing right now. But every episode, at some point, like deep in the episode, we say hey to everybody, and we know if they're watching or not because they'll comment hey back.
Or thanks for the shout out or something like that.
But my next topic is Christmas, and it's fitting that I say that with it being, you know,
Close to
less
Christmas.
than a month, like a month away. That's crazy.
Actually,
So-
less than a month because what today's 27th. 20,
Yeah,
what, 25,
27th.
26, 29 days.
That's crazy.
There's 31
But I'm
days in
talking about
November, right?
whenever- I don't know, but I'm talking about whenever Christmas.
No,
used to
28
feel
days.
Like Christmas.
Yes,
Yeah,
whenever
like-
you like can't sleep the morning before or the night before. I
Yeah,
mean,
you just
Oh,
and all the adrenaline, like it. Christmas is still awesome now, mainly because we're out of school for like a week or two.
yeah.
But like,
but
Oh,
nothing
it does
compared
not
to
have
when
its
you were a
charm.
kid, bro.
yeah, the charm's just not there anymore, sad, and it sucks.
It's sad.
But, like,
Like, I remember it so like well too. Like, just I couldn't sleep.
Yeah,
It's like
no.
you had this adrenaline rush that you would see what Santa Claus got you.
See, like I couldn't sleep. I would be awake and it like 12 o'clock, which was like really like abnormal for me at the time. And Mom would always like get on the computer or on her phone whenever like, cause we were we were around very very like shortly before smartphones were really a thing.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
But,
definitely.
like, when Mom had
nobody
one, she
had a
would, like-
smartphone until I was like 8.
She would like show me those like Santa trackers and be like, "Oh, Santa's in Saudi Arabia. He's gonna be here in like 2 hours. You better go to sleep." And like it didn't help because like, "Oh, he's gonna be here in 2 hours."
You don't know where Saudi Arabia is.
But like the worst thing about Christmas as a kid is like, you know, that morning's there and you know you wake up, you open all your presents, you open the last present and like then you start cleaning up all the stuff and it's like, oh,
Dude, that's
Yeah,
like that
it's
is
over.
terrible, dude.
because you know the
That's
like
awful.
the months leading up to Christmas, like there's so much build up and everything's so exciting
It's
and
still like that for
everybody's like
me.
rushing to get stuff and then yeah, it's still like that. But then like the last present is open and then you start cleaning up and it's like, wow, this is over. It was really quick.
That was fun.
I'm glad. Like I knew for sure all of us would have the same kind of memories of Christmas. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's just my favorite time of year. Like everyone's happy, and I don't know, it's awesome. But the next one I'll
Yeah.
move on to really quick, and that's just cartoons, specifically Cartoon Network cartoons.
Courage the Cowardly Dog. I always got scared watching
I
Scooby
did
Doo.
too.
I love
But,
Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Yeah. I like your brother, Dexter's Lab, and
Yes.
I watched the Powerpuff Girls an awful lot.
I had a Powerpuff Girl action figure.
I did, but I
Oh, wow.
I won't ever admit that I did.
You're a
I wrote
closet
it, I'm
Powerpuff
proud of
Girl
it.
watcher.
Cause like I always
But,
watched it, but I was
shout
like,
out-
this is a
shout out to
girls'
Powerpuff Girls.
cartoon.
Shout out to the Powerpuff Girls, yeah.
Yeah, for real.
But my last two, I don't know if you'll know this, but last three rather. Grow your own dinosaur.
Yes.
Just like
Oh,
those pills.
dude. I
Yes.
had grow your own lizard, all of that. Heck yeah.
I
Yeah,
had
like
like
you drop the pills in the water.
yes.
Yeah. I forgot about that till just now.
Yeah, like they still sell those in like food cities and dollar stores and stuff.
I used to
Like, I
get that
said
in my
every
Easter basket all the time.
Yeah, like that was a perfect stocking stuffer. Like just grow your own dinosaurs. Now the last two, I put them together for some reason. I don't know. But
I had the grow your own girlfriend one too.
whoa.
I was like, bro.
This one y'all might know, the Tech Deck dudes.
Oh, like isn't that the small skateboard?
Yeah, but like they actually used to have like figures with them.
I'm sorry. What was the
I
last
didn't
thing
know
you
that.
said? I had to run out real quick.
But Tech Deck dudes.
Oh, Tech Deck. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like whenever they used to have like actual characters on them, not just the little boards.
Yeah.
Like they used to have.
I think, dude,
people with
I
them.
remember.
I only
actually,
had
yeah.
one that had an actual character, but I remember one time like when I was real little, like I went to a yard sale and they had like 2 big boxes full of like tech decks and trucks and wheels, and then like the bicycles and the skateboard ones. Or
Oh
the,
yeah, the bicycles,
scooter,
bro.
not
I could never
skateboard.
figure out how to actually play with it though.
Yeah,
was just
no,
like,
but I had them. Yeah, no, I never knew
They
how
were
to do any
kinda,
tricks
like-
with them.
They were kind of like useless if you didn't know how to play them. You just kind of like threw them around.
I just like taking them apart and like putting different stuff on them and like. As a kid, I always liked taking stuff apart. Like any time I got the chance to take something apart, I did.
I used to take them to school when I was in like kindergarten. Throw them down the side.
But yeah, like I had no clue of the bicycle ones being a thing.
Yeah, they were bicycles
yeah.
and scooters.
I
They
don't
had
remember those.
scooters.
Yeah, they were scooters too.
No, I don't remember that.
I still know where
I
mine
remember
are too. They're
bicycles.
up on the top of my old closet.
I don't know what happened to mine. I think they broke.
Yeah, they broke pretty easy. Like they weren't the sturdiest of toys, but I mean,
No.
they were still really fun to play with. But moving on to my last thing, I really don't think any of y'all know what this is. But Mighty Beans.
Yes, dude, I had the
Zach,
like
we're talking
the
about
tracks
that,
and
dude.
stuff, and like I had all kinds of. I still know where
Really
those are
big.
too.
I still have them. I still have
Yeah,
them.
I still know where mine are too. Like I had a
I
bunch
had
of the
the,
actual ones, but then I
yeah,
had a bunch
the-
of the like dollar store ones, cause like
No, I had the good ones, bro. I had
I
like
did
one that was
too.
like Elvis Presley might have been.
I
I
had one
had
of
an
those.
Elvis Presley one, dude. I have
I
a
had like
big
the
Rubbermaid
Jason.
box somewhere of them.
Yeah, I have a big box of them too, but like I've got a whole bunch of the real ones. But then I found out they
They're
had
the
them at the
big
dollar
ones?
store. Yes,
Yeah, the really big, thick ones.
and then
I
there
had
was
one
the
of
like
those.
really short and fat ones that were like almost like a sphere, but they weren't.
Uh,
And remember how
I
in,
had,
some-
like-
there was a marketing thing with cereal, and in some kind of, it was like Kellogg cereal. In those boxes, there were Disney like character Mighty Beans.
oh, dude, I think I remember that. I
think
had
so.
It
some
had
of
like a
them.
Goofy one or Pluto.
I think
I had
so.
like an Aladdin one, like the what's the genie? I had that.
Yeah.
See, do y'all remember like cereal boxes having the like things you cut out and you can send them in the mail and get a toy, and like no one ever did.
I didn't do it. I didn't ever do it.
I don't think
was
that they
kinda
still do
curious.
that.
Dude,
But it's like
cereal,
they cheated you because instead of giving you just a little cheap toy, you could like
I don't
save those tops and get a real expensive one, but no one ever did.
I don't know if this is just me, but like, I don't know why. I feel like the more I got older, the less I ate cereal.
No, I still eat a lot of cereal.
I never eat cereal. Like I don't like it no more, and I used to like it. I didn't know if that was just a thing or like I don't know. If I just ate it to get the toy.
cereal, but like that's silverware you have to wash, and I'm not about
Yeah.
washing dishes. Like, that
So-
sucks.
Yeah.
See, like,
But,
Yo,
go ahead.
I don't have this
Oh.
on my list because I just now remembered. But remember the bowls that had the straw automatically
bottom?
connected to the side?
Yep, yep.
Uh,
I never had those,
I
but
don't
friends
remember
had them.
Bro, you didn't have the zoo plates or whatever they're called. You didn't have the straw bowls.
No,
you need to
no,
step
but
it
I,
up, Zach.
but
You
like
didn't live right.
my friends always had them, and like I'd go to their house and use theirs, and they'd be awesome. And I'd come home like, Mom, we need to get those, and she's like, okay, and like I would forget about it, never ask again.
But, Jerry just sent a picture in our group chat of a Tech Deck Dude video game.
Really?
What, bro?
That is completely new to me. Like, I never knew that was a thing.
Um,
It was on PC, he said.
but it seems like the
Well,
older and
that's
older I get,
definitely-
though, the less and less like toy brands that actually like put toys in the boxes anymore.
Yeah,
Have you
it's all
noticed
about
that?
fidget spinners for it now.
Oh,
Yeah,
some cereal company should have done that. I bet someone did put fidget spinners in the box.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like that would
They had
have
to. They would have sold a lot of cereal.
a whole lot.
But that's it for my list.
So I've got a couple
so-
extras that if we just run out of, like if BJ runs out of his before time, we can do.
I have a lot. I have a lot on my list, but some
Okay,
of them
I think
I'm
we'll
gonna
be good.
Skip over.
Yeah, we're at 25 minutes anyway, so we got time.
Oh yeah, we got plenty of time. The first one I know everybody knows is Beyblades.
Yeah, I had Bakugan though.
Yeah. I
Dude,
did too.
I still have my Beyblades. I used to take them to school, and they got banned actually from
Like
school.
I never knew how to actually play Bakugan, but I liked the things. Like
That reminds me of something. At one point in my life, like, I could do this weird thing with my finger, right? And it felt like my finger was, like, magnetic. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know. Like, my bone was messed up or something. And I lost a Bakugan at the time. And, like, forever I was like, dude, did I swallow my Bakugan and it go to my finger?
It'll went to your finger, because that's how
Like,
things
that's,
work.
that's what I thought happened, dude. Like, I was like 4 or 5 at the time, so like, it's not like I was retarded or anything, but like, I was just kind of out of the brightest.
Dude, I wasn't
Yeah,
either, because like,
uh,
I cut my nose really bad on a Beyblade once.
wait, do
The
y'all
Beyblades were dangerous, bro.
do y'all remember Lego Ninjago?
yeah.
Dude, I hated Legos because I was too dumb to know how to do it.
Oh, I loved Legos, but like I had all
The
the
real
like
small ones that took 4 years to ever do.
Like, but the Lego Ninjago sets, they always came with those, like, spinners and stuff so that you could play the game. But, I mean, I loved the Lego sets, and I bought all kinds of them, but I never knew how to play that game either.
Dude, Beyblades were amazing, dude.
Do y'all remember playing, like, a game or something on your Nintendo DS or something, and it being too hard, and letting, like, an older sibling or, like, a cousin or something,
dude,
like,
yeah.
get on and do that
That's how
level
I
for
beat
you?
every game.
Dude.
Basically how I beat every game. Okay, so
Continue.
next on my list is this cartoon that was on Cartoon Network called Chowder.
Oh,
yeah.
Chowder.
Dude, Chowder. Dude, Zach, you kind of remind me of Chowder.
I mean, like, you're not wrong, because I do
Jerry
like food.
Schnitzel or whatever.
Jerry Schnitzel.
Jerry
Obble,
speaks
obble.
like him.
What did wait, what was Schnitzel saying? What did he always
He
say?
said rada rada.
But dude, like, Chowder was amazing. It was like, you know,
Shout
the
out to
blue.
Jerry.
I didn't ever watch Amazing World of Gumball. I just didn't ever watch it. But you know the blue guy, what is he, like
Gumball?
a rabbit or a cat?
Gumball,
Oh yeah,
okay.
that makes sense. Is that the same? Is that the same voice actor for Chowder? Because they sound a lot
I don't
alike.
know.
No, the
I
voice
think it
actor for
is.
Chowder, like, at the time Amazing World of Gumball came out, like, he was getting, like, his voice was getting too deep to voice children's cartoons.
Oh yeah. I always thought that because they kind of sounded similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Chowder, dude.
chowder was so good.
Next is kid cuisines.
Kid cuisine.
I never got kid cuisines. Those are too expensive.
Wait, what were
Bro,
they?
those were. You don't remember the kid cuisines? It was like the
Like
duck.
frozen dinners.
It sounds familiar.
It was a penguin, BJ, not a duck.
Oh,
It sounds
Whatever it
familiar,
was, it
and I
was some
think I
form
had
of
those.
bird. Dude, the mac and cheese was so good, dude. The fish sticks.
Oh, yeah, it was a penguin. I remember those.
Yeah,
Because see,
it was not a
Yeah.
duck.
when I went to Myra,
Duck.
when I went to Myra, you had to bring your own lunch, and like they would fix it
You
for
brought
you.
a kid cuisine.
And I used to bring kid cuisines every day.
Was it still frozen when you ate it?
No, they heated them up, but like they were in like a blue tray or something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And they always had the like brownies or
The
something.
pudding.
Yeah,
the pudding.
they had like pudding, and then sometimes they had like brownies or something.
Yeah, right, that's kid cuisine.
Yeah.
Yep.
So good, dude. Next, I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but dude, I was like huge into this until I was like 10, and that's like WWE action figures,
Oh
dude.
God, yeah.
Bro, I still have, dude, I still have a bin with like 30 WWE figures in.
See, I never like
Crazy.
was into that stuff, but I had
I was.
I went to a yard sale one time when I was little, and someone was selling a whole bunch of those in like the like arena or whatever, and I bought them and like played with them a lot, but I never really was into the like actually watching wrestling or anything.
I was
See,
for
I
a
watched
minute.
wrestling up like when I was like 10, like BJ said, but like
Yeah.
I watched it recently, I mean, like a year or two, and it's
Oh, it's
nearly
terrible
as
now.
good. It's bad,
They're actually going out of business, I heard.
really.
Yeah. But, God, dude, that's like a huge thing in my childhood. I got so many of those for Christmas.
Did you ever watch like backyard wrestling videos on
Dude, yeah, like,
YouTube?
that like trampoline wrestling, KBW.
Yes, dude. Yes, they were in Alabama,
Yeah, dude,
Mobile,
yeah.
Alabama. Yes.
They
I
had this
remember that
kid on there
specific-
named Cage or whatever.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God, dude. And they'd like go through like tables and stuff.
Dude, they were better, like, high key better than WWE. I'm not
That
even
was
gonna
high
lie.
quality trampoline wrestling.
It really was. It really was.
So
I
like,
remember the guy in like the orange skin suit too. He would wrestle. No.
Yeah.
God. Next
So good.
on the list.
one of
is
my
the
earliest
show
memories with like YouTube and stuff was y'all know that video like man gets hit by train where he's like dancing on the train tracks and then like a guy in a Thomas costume comes and like beats him up. I remember watching that and I went and showed Mom. I was like, Mom, watch this video of this guy getting hit by a train. She's like, you don't need to be watching that. And I showed it to her.
Yo, y'all remember Rugrats?
Rugrats. I never watched it.
Yeah.
I watched
I
like
wasn't a
3 or
fan.
4 episodes, but I wasn't ever a fan of it.
Bro, I was.
I was never into like Nickelodeon cartoons.
No, not really. I like
For real?
SpongeBob and like there was a handful of others, but that's about it.
Yeah, I watched SpongeBob, but it was Cartoon Network or bust for me. So
See, when I
Yeah,
was a
Rugrats
real
was-
little kid like that, my favorite stuff was like Teletubbies and Mr. Rogers and Thomas the Train.
Barney,
Never
bro.
watched it.
Barney was like huge.
I watched
Barney
Maggie and the Beast,
Dinosaur.
which was on Nickelodeon.
Maggie and the Beast.
It was like this girl, and like there was this big yellow elephant-looking thing that had red dots on him.
It's like an off-brand.
Yo, Gabba Gabba.
Barney.
No, it's not off-brand Barney. It was completely animated.
Mm.
I'll try and find something. to show
Mr.
you all.
Rogers and Teletubbies. That was so good though. Like that was the
Mr.
life.
Rogers freaked me out, dude. He was creepy to
Hi
me.
there. Would you like to be my neighbor?
Straight up rapist right there.
He's dead, BJ. No.
My favorite stuff, like my favorite part of watching Mr. Rogers was when he would show the toy, like
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, or
That
the
was
little.
terrifying.
Did you
Did you
ever
all
watch
watch Drake and
those?
Josh?
Yes.
I did.
Bro,
Megan,
y'all had to watch Drake and Josh, dude. Megan!
I hear Oprah.
Hug me, brother.
Okay, so next on your list.
Oh, dude, I remember that!
What?
Corey, I
Oh,
remember
Maggie
Maggie
the
and the Beast now.
Yeah, I put a picture
Yes.
to the group chat over the Zachary sent us. You remember?
Yo, I didn't know the name. Yeah, I remember that so well, actually.
No, I don't remember that.
I do. I remember
Shame.
that. Next is Spyro. God, love Spyro.
I really want the reignited trilogy on here.
Yeah, I do too. I'm probably gonna get it real soon.
I don't blame
Spyro
you.
was such a huge part of my childhood. I
See, I
played
never
it
played
like
it.
every morning. Yeah, probably because you didn't have a PlayStation, bro. You had an Xbox original.
Yeah.
He just called you poor.
No, I was a cool kid at the time. I went to a Christian school and didn't play games. Because games were of the devil.
Yo, did you all watch Full House?
Yeah.
Nah, not much.
Bro, I did.
Yeah, not much, but I have.
Yeah.
I've actually watched
That's-
more of it recently than I did when I was little.
Yeah, me too, actually.
You know, I don't know if y'all
Uh,
have these same memories, but I kind of remember waking up in the morning, like, to go to school, and, like, you'd always watch
Full
the
House
news.
Beyond.
No, you always watch the news, like, see if your school popped up at the bottom of the thing, like, on delays or closed for snow.
I didn't care about my school enough
And
to do
then,
that.
like, I would see that my school was closed, and then I would go straight to, like, Cartoon Network, and the Pokemon animated series would be on. And, like, I never really watched it, but I did watch it. Like, it's so weird.
Yeah, I never really watched. I was never a longer thing like that, but like,
me
I'll see what you
neither.
mean. I definitely stayed up and tried to watch my, see if my school was canceled or not.
No, this one, I don't know if anyone remembers. They probably don't, but if they do, I swear to God, dude. It was like this show, and it was called Little Bear.
Yeah,
Little
I thought
Bear.
it was called something else.
No, Little Bear, dude. It was a little bear.
What was it about?
Pretty self.
Hence the
It
name,
was just.
right?
It was yeah. It was about a little bear, bro. It was this bear,
Oh.
and he was friends with a duck, and he was friends with an owl.
And
It
a
was like-
raccoon.
Yeah, I think. I think it was a raccoon. It
Couple
was
of
like
books. There were books too about it.
yeah. It was like kind of like Pooh Bear, but not. Yeah, I remember that. I remember Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
That's a big jump from Little Bear.
Little
I was
Bear.
thinking of Brother Bear.
Oh yeah, that's a movie.
Yeah,
That's a sad movie about like a dude turning into a bear.
yeah.
From Little Bear to Grand Theft Auto Vice City, man.
Never played Vice City.
Oh,
Did y'all
it's
ever
great.
play
You could, like-
Tibia?
What? This sounds like someone to order at Red Lobster.
It was a MMORPG, like online, and like my brother and them used to play it all the time, and it was like the coolest thing ever. And like Ricky made me an account one time, and I never played on it, but like I started playing it again recently, and it's pretty good.
Dylan messaged me and said thanks for the shout out after we said Pooh Bear. Hey, Dylan.
Miss Piggy.
Alright. So, what's left on your list, BJ?
Play-Doh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it gets
I remember
everywhere,
Play-Doh.
and then you like leave the containers
I've always mixed
open.
the
And...
colors.
Wait, y'all
Did you
remember
ever
Moon
eat it?
Sand?
That's the real question.
I
Oh, dude,
remember
yeah.
that.
It was terrible though. It was so hard to do anything with it. It was just really sticky.
Yeah, me and Ricky, like, I would get so mad at Ricky because, like, he would take my Hot Wheels and, like, put in it, and, like, they get full of moon sand, and I'd get so mad at him. And I remember Tanner couldn't play with it because, like, he had this, like, allergic reaction with it, and his hands, like, swelled up and turned red and about blew up or something.
Oh
Yo,
my
like,
gosh.
like Play-Doh, like it smelt good and it felt good in your hands, but the taste was like,
I don't know why you were tasting Play-Doh, but I'll trust you.
I'll give you a time
Trust your word
update.
on
We're at
that.
about 38 minutes.
Alright, so we need to wrap it up within like the next 7 minutes.
I mean, they can go on longer. We can keep talking because I'm having a good time.
I'm having a swell joy.
A swell joy.
Right.
Oh, y'all remember VHS tapes? Like, we came in right on the end of
Dude,
VHS tapes. And we were around for like just about the entire duration of. Were we around for the entire duration of DVDs?
Dude, I used
DVDs
VHSs more than
like too old
DVDs
to buy.
actually. I don't know if I just grew up with people that treated me like I was born in the 80s. But like, I used VHS way more than DVDs growing up.
Okay, so do y'all remember this stuff? There were all these commercials for it, and it was like, I never had it, but it was this like foam top stuff that you like make stuff out of. Floam, yeah.
Yeah. And
I
Gak.
don't remember though.
Yeah, Gak.
Had, like, the black Gak.
Oh, I brought this up the other day. Court, you remember I know BJ remembers it. There were those like plastic scooter things that had the like 4 wheels on it and the handles on the side.
Square. You'd
Yeah.
like stand on it and break your hip.
I know what you're talking about.
Did you ever try to stand on one?
I don't think I've ever had one.
No, you didn't have them. Like they had them at school.
They were just at school, or like in the back of an old
those little
church.
plastic things.
Like every school had them. Like,
No, my school didn't have much of nothing, to be honest with
oh really?
you. Yeah.
No, like
Um,
speaking of school, do you remember games you would play at school? Like Red Rover. Red Rover.
Doggy, where's your bone?
Heck yeah, dude.
Musical chairs.
What was
Um,
Heads Up? Heads Up.
Heads up, 7 Up, Four Corners.
I played that up until like last year, bro.
Yeah, 4-H. That's another thing, like 4-H, because like all through like middle school and stuff, they're like, oh yeah, we're going to teach you to be good people. Then you get in high school, they're like, yeah, we just give up. You never
That is
hear
so true.
a 4-H in high school.
I never, dude. I was like, I never like knew the 4-H pledge. I never knew.
I didn't either.
I
I just kind of like mumbled the parts that I didn't know.
yeah.
So wait, I know BJ remembers these. Corey, do you remember those like commercials for the like magic things that it would be like this, like sphere, and it was like chrome, it was like
yeah.
mirrored, and you were
was a
supposed to
ball.
like be able to make it look like it was floating. It was just like glass,
think
plastic,
so.
chroming ball, and then there was
the
another
biggest
one.
rip off in the world.
Yeah, and then there was this other one that was like a UFO thing. It was like a spinning disc, but it had like a string and a piece of wax with it that you like attached to your ear glasses or whatever, and you were supposed to be able to, like the commercial, it had that guy and he's doing it for all the little kids on the street, and it's like so cool, and he'd be like, you can do this too, you can be the cool kid on the block. For
You're gonna be the
only,
cool guy that carries around a glass ball.
yeah.
I had one, and it literally was just a glass ball. Like,
Me and BJ talked about this one the other day too, Gogurt.
oh heck yeah, dude. I
And
still,
Tricks, Silly
still
Rabbit.
do.
Tricks are for kids.
I wasn't much on the trick cereal, but
I wasn't either.
Trick
I loved-
cereal was
I loved
Good.
the, or no, I'm thinking of Lucky Charms. Yeah, no, I didn't like
I'm
Trick
always
cereal
down.
either. It was always too, like, sweet and fruity. And
Dude, I don't know why, but I hate Lucky Charms, bro. It's just
I love
weird.
'em.
It leaves a weird film on the roof of your mouth.
That's true.
Really?
They really did.
and then the Snap bracelets.
Yeah.
I didn't ever have a snap bracelet, but I always wanted one.
Did you ever own the pencils that smell weird? Like they
Yeah.
smell really good.
The Bendy pencils were my
Heck, that's
favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, my nose was always stopped up as a kid.
He never had the simple joys of breathing. So.
No.
Remember what were they called? Were it the Magic Treehouse books?
Yeah.
Did you ever
Yeah, I
have those?
remember. Oh, do you remember the Captain Underpants books, bro?
Yeah.
There's a Captain
I never
Underpants
bought
movie,
them.
and it's on Netflix.
Yeah, I know. I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't.
Yeah, I
either,
remember
but
Pimp My Ride.
I thought that was an obscure thing.
Dude, yeah.
I didn't really watch Pimp My Ride as a kid, so
Zach sitting there watching Pimp My Ride.
I get on cartoons most of the time. But
Tom and Jerry, bro, was my law. I swear to God.
yeah,
it
like
was.
Oh,
another thing that I could have
Heelys.
put on my list, is Boomerang. Remember that channel?
Oh, dude.
Yes.
Yeah. The Banana Split Show.
Oh
Fred
my
Flintstone.
God.
The banana
Yeah.
split show, dude.
See, like Boomerang always had the cool old ones that your parents knew what they were.
Yeah, like banana split
Jerry
show.
mentioned just now, it says Mythbusters.
Mythbusters. That's so dumb they canceled it. It was such a good show. It got like, I love Mythbusters.
I watched that more when I was like 12.
I watched Mythbusters so much after school it wasn't even funny. Like, I was a nerd. Still am.
I believe you.
The Mythbusters and then Pimp My Ride. Nothing like a good Sunday afternoon.
Mythbusters,
Sunday
Pimp My
afternoon,
Ride,
Pimp My
eating out of my paper plate because
You're
I didn't have zoo pals.
Slurping your Go-Gurt.
Zach had to like take a marker and draw little animal faces on his plates because his parents didn't love him enough to buy zoo pals.
No, like 99% of the time when I was a kid, if I was going to eat something, like whether it be mashed potatoes or like even cereal, we had this big like metal like pot that I ate out. Like, it was like this big metal kettle, and it was like you could fit
You
like
freaking ate your mashed potatoes out of a kettle.
you could fit
Watching
like
Mythbusters.
at least a third of a box of Honey Nut Cheerios inside that
Jesus
kettle.
Christ,
I
bro.
would-
What you mean?
Freaking kettle. Like everybody gets a tiny one of those. Zach gets a gigantic rich kettle.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Did you ever
Dude.
pull all the pots and pans and stuff out of your mom's cabinet and make drums out of them?
No, dude, but I used to play with the lotion bottles, bro. I don't know why. Like, that sounds weird, but like, I used to like make lotion bottles talk to each other. I had a really weird imagination, bro.
Oh,
Wait.
wow.
Do you all remember the smell of like Jergens baby lotion?
I
Yeah.
still remember the
It's so
smell.
good. It smells so
Yeah,
good.
BJ knows how it smells. He plays with the bottles every night and makes them talk to each other.
Yeah, make 'em
I
talk to
remember
each other,
at
bro.
Myra, like me and Nita Miller and a few other, like we were obsessed for a while with making our own like soaps and lotions, and we would like come home and get a bottle and mix up like water and like Dawn dish detergent and then a bunch of different of like our parents' lotions, and then I remember one time I like put hand sanitizer and coffee grounds in one, and it was like
Oh my gosh.
Dude, did you ever make
It
mud
didn't smell
pie?
good, but I bet it like cleared your sinus. Very
Did
good.
you ever make like mud pies, bro? That was like,
hell.
Mud pies. No,
No.
I never did.
y'all never made
When
mud
I was a kid, I
pies?
didn't like playing in the dirt. Like
I didn't like
Oh,
playing
dude.
outside. That just wasn't my thing.
I remember if Mikey's listening to this, he remembers it because we talked about it the other
I'm
day.
like,
We would take a slate bar. Y'all know what a slate bar is, right?
oh, yeah.
It's like a straight crowbar, and we would go
Yeah.
behind my house here in the like loose dirt and stuff, and we would like ram that back in there and make like a mine, and then we'd take and get like a piece of flat like a stick or something, and then like two rocks and prop it up and make it like a canopy. We have a coal mine, then we take firecrackers and blow up the coal mine, while my dad was at work in a coal mine.
Gosh. Like twisted.
I remember the room
Did you
I'm
ever
in
do
right
like
now.
really? Huh?
The room I'm in right now, we like, I was alive what was built. I actually helped build it just a little bit. 'Cause, you know, I was a little kid. I would like bring Dad his drill or something when he needed it, or hand him screws or something. But inside these walls, before we put like sheetrock and everything up, I had this bucket of chalk, and there's like drawings all inside these walls.
That's interesting.
Is there anything like weird you used to do as a kid? I know I did some weird things.
I did too.
Yeah, we know.
Make a lotion talk to each other.
But I remember distinctly I had like a bar of soap that was in the face of like, it was in like the shape of a dog. Like, I just remembered that.
Dude, I was a kind of a mean kid, dude, growing up.
When I was a little kid, I liked to like talk to like the big people and talk about politics and stuff when I was like 6. I'm not joking.
I used to like, I was really shy when I was that young, but when I was like 9, 8, 7, dude, I was like extremely mean. I don't know why.
I can remember, being, like, however old I was whenever, like, Barack Obama and John McCain were like running against each other, and I would like go to Myra and I would sit at the table with the teachers and talk about how Obama's going to ruin this country. I'm not joking.
I remember something about that same election. We were in South Williamson, which I'm not going to go into more detail, but worry about that. But, we were sitting at an Arby's beside the mall. It was me, my mom, my sister, my aunt, my grandma, and my grandpa. And like my grandpa's hardcore, like conservative, and you know, he obviously wasn't a fan of Barack Obama, but we were watching it, like the coverage of it. It was on election day. We were watching the coverage of the John McCain, Barack Obama 2008 election, and like all these states were going in like Obama's favor. And, like, we were the only people in that Arby's, and he was getting absolutely heated over it. Like he could not handle the fact
I cried
that
that
Obama
night.
was about to be president. Like I woke up and everyone at school and like my parents were so sad, and like at the time you're like, oh, that's kind of weird. Don't be sad over that, but like.
Zach
he really
wasn't.
did, like, he really hurt the country, like, in a really strong way.
No, I was sad. I cried that night.
Like, we'll leave that
I
for
didn't really
another
care.
episode, but, like,
I didn't really like know what was going on. I was very in my own world at that age,
shit,
bro.
I didn't either, but, like, my papa's views, like, rubbed off on me, and that's what's got me is, that's shaped my beliefs a lot, and, like, though I didn't know what was going on, like, just seeing everyone else, like, be sad about it,
Right.
it
Yeah.
rubs off on you.
Well, we're past the 45-minute mark.
So I think now would be a good time to wrap it up.
Yeah. Well, let us know down in the comments what you think about this episode. What you think about BJ joining us. Let us know if you have
Think about
any.
BJ's mic rattling constantly.
Yeah. Let us know what you think. Like maybe future topics and stuff, or things you'd like to hear us talk about, because you know people totally watch these. I just hiccuped. I've got the hiccups now. Corey, you finish outroing this.
But I noticed that we took a different approach to this episode. It was more laughing and funny and stuff like that. If you like that, let us know. But overall, I think it was pretty good for BJ's episode. We've learned a good things about it.
Yeah, we've learned that his mic cracks and pops a lot.
And he makes some about talk to each other. But,
Do you blame
we
him?
hope you enjoyed.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channels.
Schedule. Yeah, we really don't have a schedule planned out for posting episodes yet. We're kind of just doing it whenever we're all together to do it. But yeah, we enjoy doing this.
I'd like to shoot for maybe Thursday or Friday another episode.
Yeah, BJ, mute your mic.
I think I might have to.
Are you eating something? Is that what it is?
Okay, we'll let BJ eat lotion. Subscribe to our YouTube channels. We hope you enjoy, and thank you for watching.
Like the Facebook page,
Like the Facebook page.
and we'll see you in the next
See you in
one.
the next one. Thank you.
Bye. Oh god.